This is such an exciting day for Vancouver, for us, to be celebrating the past year in which we've all given our hearts and minds to the idea that we are one, that we care for each other, that, like my Coast Salish friends say, we hold each other up. That is such a powerful inspiration to think about that.
In my time, I have witnessed our people suffer but also rise above tragedy and abuse. The walk for reconciliation being an especially pivotal moment in the new history we are creating in Canada. I give thanks to the City of Vancouver for their courage to acknowledge the history of residential schools and implementing a year-long initiative to bring reconciliation to Vancouver.
50, 60 years ago, it was a different world here in Vancouver, the reality for our people. And it is refreshing as a young person to stand here and to see that there truly is integrity in the leadership of the relationship between our First Nations peoples and the settlers that have come into this part of the world. Just a mere 1791 was when the first ships came into our waters. And to see 100 years ago when our people were forcibly removed from downtown Vancouver, from villages such as Snock, and the hurt that many of our elders carried for many decades, this really is about healing. And I really appreciate the leadership that this mayor and the council, the staff have shown, the true honor and integrity. I didn't know that that was possible.
I had the honor of letting my great aunt know what was going on today. And that was an honor in itself to see how proud she was. She's a survivor, and so is my grandmother, so I'm an intergenerational survivor, and it really means a lot. And I think it really boils down to what does it mean to us as individuals, reconciliation, and how can we carry that forward and teach that to the younger generations. Words cannot explain the honor and gratitude that I feel today to be a part of this and to share this experience with so many wonderful people, and to get to know the histories of other people who have faced oppression within Canada. We need to share those stories, and I'm glad that it's happening today, right now, in the city that I'm in this moment. Thank you, Home Relations.
Whereas on June 21st, 2013, the City of Vancouver took the extraordinary step of proclaiming a year of reconciliation, a year-long effort that seeks to heal from the past and build new relationships between Aboriginal peoples and Vancouverites that is built on a foundation of openness, dignity, understanding, and hope. And whereas during the past year, Vancouver has been witness to extraordinary moments that speak to the possibility of reconciliation. The re-establishment of protocol with the welcome ceremony by the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations in the All Nations Canoe Gathering, the witnessing of the testimony of residential school survivors at the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's BC National event, the rain-drenched commitment of more than 70,000 people walking in a September downpour to stand together and celebrate reconciliation, and the events and actions that brought Vancouverites together to learn, sew, drum, weave, carve, sing, eat, connect, and share the truth of the past. And whereas reconciling the truth of the past with the present is complex, but the facts are not complicated. Great harms were done. This harm had impacts across generations, and the underlying attitude that allowed harm to Aboriginal peoples also gave rise to injustice against the Japanese, Chinese, South Asians, and other cultures. And whereas these harms and injustices may define our past, and through unresolved discrimination, define our present, but they need not define our future. And whereas all Vancouverites deserve to live in a time when governments and institutions have the courage to be just and fair, where all children have the inalienable right to full democratic, cultural, social, and economic participation. And whereas the process of reconciliation is not the act of 1 year, and indeed may not be the act of one generation, it is a long-term effort that takes seriously the responsibility of creating systemic change and new relations based on mutual understanding and respect. And whereas Council understood this long-term commitment in February 2013 when it approved the concept of a City of Reconciliation as the next step after the Year of Reconciliation, now therefore be it resolved that Council reaffirm its commitment to designating Vancouver a City of Reconciliation and further request the staff to bring back a report on next steps to continue the work of healing from the past and finding a new pathway forward together.